I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. I just looked at my father and let the silence do the work. The joke had been small, casual, something about family security and how my savings could help if things ever got tight. My stepmother expected a laugh, maybe gratitude. Instead, I told them calmly that if I heard one more sentence about my money, we were done talking politely. Forever. The fork froze halfway to her mouth. My father couldn't meet my eyes. They both understood something had shifted. This wasn't anger. It was a warning. 3 days later, I was back on base, surrounded by the familiar hum of controlled order. I was 29, a medic. I lived by protocols because protocols keep people alive. Assess, stabilize, act. That morning, like every other, I opened my laptop and ran my credit check. Most people scroll social media. I scan for threats. Everything looked normal until the bottom of the page. One hard inquiry. A lender I'd never touch. Predatory, fast cash, high interest. Someone had pulled my credit 48 hours earlier. I didn't panic. Panic is wasted energy. I picked up my phone and called my father. He answered too quickly. That told me enough. He said it was nothing. Said my stepmother had clicked the wrong thing while researching options. Said I was overthinking it. He was lying, and he wasn't very good at it. I hung up before he could explain himself into a corner. That's when the memory surfaced. Uninvited. Sharp. I was 16, sitting at the kitchen counter, while she balanced the household budget. She didn't yell. She calculated. She once asked me if I understood how expensive it was to keep another human alive. How much electricity I used. How much space I took up. Later, I found the notebook, a ledger. Meals, shoes, school fees. My childhood listed like a balance sheet. That was when I understood the inquiry for what it was. Not theft. Collection. She didn't believe she was stealing from me. She believed I owed her. I closed my laptop and felt the anger settle into something colder. Cleaner. Useful. I wasn't going to confront her. I was going to document her. I went straight to the lender's portal and entered my email. The system recognized it immediately. She'd used my real identity, but she couldn't lock me out of it. 3 seconds after I reset the password, I was inside. The dashboard told the whole story. Loan approved. $50,000, pending disbursement. I opened the audit trail. Every digital signature leaves a fingerprint, an IP address, a timestamp. The address was familiar. I'd set it up myself years ago for my father's house. The time hit harder. I wasn't home that day. I was deployed, elbow deep in blood, keeping a kid alive. That was the moment the betrayal stopped hurting, because pain implies surprise. This was confirmation. I saved everything. Logs, screenshots, PDFs. I locked her out of the account and created a folder on my desktop. I named it Evidence. 2 days later, she called me. Her voice was sweet, careful. She talked about a lake house, about family, about a closing that needed just one more signature. She was trying to finish the crime. I didn't argue. I didn't accuse. I told her I'd be there, because I didn't need to stop her. I needed her to commit. Thursday came faster than I expected. The title company sat downtown, all glass and polished wood, designed to make lifelong debt feel ceremonial. The air smelled like stale coffee and lemon cleaner. There was a bowl of mints on the table no one really wanted. My stepmother was already there when I walked in. Cream blazer, careful smile. The look of someone who believed the outcome was inevitable. My father sat beside her, shoulders slumped, eyes fixed on a potted plant like it might offer forgiveness. He hadn't called me once since that morning on base. Silence had always been his way of choosing sides. I took the chair across from them and folded my hands. I was wearing my uniform. I hadn't planned it for effect, but the effect was there anyway. The loan officer went through the motions. Routine language, page numbers, disclosures read like background noise. I watched my stepmother closely. She was calm, confident, already spending money that wasn't hers. Then the moment arrived. The down payment section, $50,000. Certified as personal savings, not borrowed funds. The pen hovered in her hand. For half a second, instinct flared. The old reflex to interrupt, to protect, to stop the damage before it spread. That instinct had cost me years. So I stayed still. She checked the box. She signed her name. The sound was soft, almost delicate, like a lock turning. The papers slid to my father. He hesitated. She nudged him under the table. He signed. That was when the loan officer turned to me and pushed the next stack forward. Quitclaim deed, gift letter, the final tie. I didn't reach for the pen. Instead, I reached into my bag. The file hit the table with a dull, solid thud. The room went quiet. I spoke slowly, clearly. I can't sign this. That down payment was funded through identity theft, and I never applied for that loan. My stepmother laughed, sharp and nervous, already forming her counterstory. I didn't look at her. I slid the file to the loan officer. Inside were the audit logs, the IP address, the timestamp, my deployment orders. He read in silence. His face changed. When she started to argue, he stopped her with one raised hand. "This isn't a family disagreement," he said. His voice was flat now, professional. He closed the file and stood. "This transaction is frozen." That was when she broke. Anger, accusations, reaching for the papers like she could pull the truth back once it was out. Security arrived quickly. In the elevator, she lunged at me, nails out, desperation spilling over. I restrained her the way I'd been trained to restrain patients in shock. Controlled, visible, on camera. When the doors opened, I stepped back and released her. After that, everything moved without me. Reports, investigations, charges. I blocked their numbers the same night. Not out of spite, out of self-preservation. Weeks later, I heard what happened through an attorney. Indictments, assets liquidated, a retirement erased to protect someone who had always been willing to burn me to stay warm. I sent my father one message. The restraining order. Nothing else. Now my apartment is quiet. No emergencies, no jokes about my money, no ledgers. My accounts are boring, predictable, mine. I used to think closure was forgiveness or understanding, or a conversation that finally went right. It isn't. Closure is a locked door, a silent phone, and the calm that comes when you stop trying to earn safety from people who profit from your fear.